with this match real quick. It's Alex versus Alex 55137 versus Magic Rice Man, also known as whatchamacallit. So let me copy paste. There it goes. It's back up. Let me pull up the Twitch everything. Twitch.tv/Phlygone dashboard. I guess it's just gonna be me casting. Alex v Jeff. Update. Add Nightbot. Okay. Log in. Join. So Nightbot's joining in. Are they in game now? They're not in game yet. And I'm waiting to see if anyone is available to talk. Doesn't look like anyone's available. Dakota. Okay, and then we're gonna close some of the stuff down that I don't need. Don't need this up, don't need this up, don't need this up, don't need this up, don't need this up. Early claim, don't need that. And I really don't need this right now. So we're gonna pull up the dashboard. We got one viewer. Now I'm gonna copy. Oh shoot. Update. All right. Twitch. And then I'm going to let everyone know that I am streaming Phlygone. I'm sorry guys, this is pretty boring at the beginning here. Alex v Jeff Lee PSL match. Okay. Anyways, how is everyone? While we wait, they are still not in game. It is quite possible that he is playing League. And we might have to wait for him. Why don't we get Jeffrey in on this real quick? We'll interview Jeffrey. Pre-game interview. Oh, I'm calling Dakota. What? Whatever. And Alex Belanger. Hello. I want to do a pre-game interview.
A pre-game interview?
Yeah. So what are you feeling, man? Feeling nervous?
I forget. Oh, he accepted my challenge.
He accepted your challenge?
Alright,
Yeah,
spectate.
alright.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys could leave, I guess. I would just want, or you can be here. I mean, I just can't commentate if you guys are in the call. I just wanted to ask you guys how you felt about this, real quick.
I forgot what my team is, so yeah.
Well, that makes me feel really good.
Alright.
I'm probably gonna leave the call then.
Alright, if we both could leave the call, and then we'll start the match. Alright, see ya. Alrighty, so we got Alex 55137 bringing Breloom, Donphan, Chansey, Gyarados, Magnezone, and Milotic. On the other team, we got presumably Charizard Y, but it could be X. Hippo with the double weather, Hippowatodon. We got what was that? Extra Raikou, Umbra, or yeah, G2G. Espeon, and Weavile. A very not tanky team over here. We Raikou with Assault Vest is slightly tanky, so we got Hippo, but with the Milotic, I think it's a very effective lead because both of his leads being, or his three lead options were Raikou, Hippo, and Sneaky. However, if this is Charizard Y, it's still not going to take a lot of damage, and it has Solar Beam to boot. He switches out to Espeon. He uses Dragon Tail. Interesting choice there, bringing out Raikou, which is not what he wants. Now he's going to have to switch out, but he can bring in Donphan, but he's going to bring in Magnezone instead. With the sub, Raikou with the sub. So, it's not a Assault Vest or a whatchamacallit. So he switches out, hard switches. He can use Hidden Power. That must have been Hidden Power Ground. Brings in Milotic. Here's the Stealth Rock. Milotic gets a free move here. However, Sandy Cheeks got the rocks up and the sand in. There's the Scald, brings it down to 31%. There's the EQ with the crit. Now it's at 50 something percent. Sandy Cheeks will probably switch. Recover. Slack off. And the mind games are real. So I foresee another Scald. There it is. Stone Edge misses. Scald comes in and can finish it off. He can't afford to lose that, so he's going to switch out. He's going to take that Scald, burning it. However, since it wasn't a Will-O-Wisp and it doesn't have Synchronize, it has Magic Bounce, he can just Scald again, even though Espeon's faster. Espeon might have Energy Ball, but other than that, it has nothing to really threaten Milotic here. Like, at all. Milotic, there's the Psyshock, but it doesn't matter. Milotic being a beast here, taking down Espeon. So, right now we're 6-5. Heavily favored onto Alex's side. But here comes Excadrill. It's got super fastness. I don't know if he probably won't Iron Head. He'll probably Earthquake. He might bring in Magnezone with the Air Balloon. But there is sand up. So he could potentially want to pop the balloon. But there's the switch here. He brings in Magnezone, expecting, and the Brick Break, popping the balloon. That is really bad for him. With the Brick Break brought on to Spin to win, he foresaw that, so he's going to switch out there. There's another Brick Break. Donphan's going to come in, and he was afraid that he was going to have that move. He withdraws, brings in Charizard. Earthquake doesn't do anything. Solar Beam going to come in and wreck face. Or he could also just Fire Blast and it'd probably kill it. Donphan isn't the most specially defensive Pokemon. So there's the Charizard Y, and there's the Solar Beam. Oko, or I mean it would have Oko'd, but the Stardia's popped. Bringing in Chansey, which is probably the proper thing to do, and a Seismic Toss or a Toxic coming in. However, has to be afraid of the Steel-type Excadrill with the not being able to be Toxic. However, not have to be worried about Espeon. If you're just joining us, this is PSL. However, he brings in Sandy Cheeks, brings up the sand once again. If you're just joining us, this is PSL. It's Phlygone Summer League. It is a league that I put on. Toxic coming on. Very smart move by Alex. It's a league that I put on. We play once a week. Here's all the information. If you ask this, and then regular help, there you go. You can get all the information about all the commands that you can use to see the rosters. This is probably the most interesting one. Each team gets 15 pokes or 11 Pokemon that they can choose from. It's a best of 3, so whoever they bring is. So after this, we might see different Pokemon, but you can only bring the Pokemon that are on that spreadsheet. So Sandy Cheek switching out. Here's the Excadrill. There's another Seismic Toss. We know it has Brick Break. What is he going to switch into? That is the problem. And we got 3 turns of Sand left, and Hippowdon still alive. So, Smooth Rock on the Hippo, making it really hard for Alex to not be afraid of this brick breaking Excadrill. Switches out Chansey for Breloom. There's the brick break. I don't know what he's going to do now. He can't substitute. He can Mach Punch, kill Spin to win. So finally gets rid of it. However, at 21%, the only way he can use this thing again is if he can Wish Pass onto it. It's not a Toxic Orb. It is actually a Technician Breloom, which is very interesting. So he brings in Chansey. There's the D-Pulse. We should see a Wish or a Soft Boiled coming in right now. There's the Soft Boiled. And now Toxic can effectively deal with all of his Pokemon. We don't have to worry about Excadrill anymore. So this could be Alex's game at this point. Switches out to Weavile. Weavile gets Toxic. Weavile probably also has Brick Break. So he's probably going to switch to Gyarados here. That is a smart play, lowering its attack. There's the knockoff. However, it is Mega Gyarados. No item is knocked off. We can assume that it's Mega Gyarados. If he Mega Evolves, he loses his Flying type stat, so Ice Shard will do very little, and he could probably set up. If we look at the stats for Gyarados / DT Mega Gyarados, DT Mega Gyarados. It has 81 base speed, just like regular Gyarados. However, after a Dragon Dance, it can outspeed the 125 base speed Weavile. And there's the Icicle Crash. Does very little. I would not be. There's the Dragon Dance, and now I would be afraid if I am a Weavile or the rest of this team. He can now outspeed everything he has, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I would have to do some calcs on the speed. So there's the Waterfall, knocking out the Weavile. He is in for a treat if he brings in any of his Pokemon. Obviously, there comes Sneaky. Waterfall is stab, super effective, but in the sun it is less effective. It is minus 1.5, effectively taking away the stab, but making it 2 times damage. And with the 1.5 attack, he should be able to handily take care of the not very defensive, but yet especially defensive, Mega Charizard Y. It does have 78 base defense and 78 base. This is the first game. So here comes the Waterfall, effectively killing Sneaky. Mega Gyarados showing its strength. Raikou needs to live a hit in the sun. There's Earthquake. What a great bringing on that. Effectively dealing with Raikou. And now Waterfall coming in, probably knocking out Hippowdon. And that is game 1 goes to Alex. 1 point for him. If Alex wins second game, he gets 2 points. So we're going to let them switch up their teams. I'll give them 5 minutes. What do you guys think of that first game, guys? I believe I believe that was a 6-1 win for Alex. Very convincing game one. I really liked what he threw out there. If I were Jeffrey, I would probably switch to Mega Charizard Y or Charizard X. I think it might be a little bit thrown. He lost down fan. Yeah, so it was a 6-1 win. So put that in the books. 6-1 going into game two. I thought it was a well played game as well. I didn't see very many misplays on either side, just with Alex, the better team against Jeffrey. Jeffrey with the double weather is very gimmicky and has to be played to its absolute potential. And with Alex foreseeing the Charizard Y coming in game one, effectively was able to deal with it. So we'll see what Magic Rice Man puts in now. So if we look at Magic Rice Man's team, what can he bring in to deal with it? So he has so all the Pokemon I brought. He could bring in Mew, Exploud, Scolipede, and a Vivillon or Vaporeon. I don't think any of those last two. I don't think Vivillon or Vaporeon are that intimidating. But we could see a Scolipede coming in and threatening some of his Pokemon with Swords Dance, Substitute, Toxic Spikes. It's got a lot of good moves. Or you could bring in Mew to potentially defensive Mew with Will-O-Wisp to potentially deal with Gyarados, because with that 100 base HP and 100 base defense, you should be able to deal with Gyarados. Unfortunately, it is Psychic, so it is weak to Gyarados' second stab move, Crunch. So that might not be the greatest idea. So we're seeing massive matchup problems for Jeffrey here in going into game two. So when it turns 12:39 on the Pacific Coast, we will start game two. I honestly thought it was a well-played game. Does anyone in chat have any ideas on how game two? I'm going to turn some lights on so you can see my face better. What should Jeffrey do to respond? If you're just joining us, this is Phlygone Summer League, where I've gone through it already, but I can go through it again. It's just a 9-week tournament. We play once a week, best of threes. You get points depending on how well you perform. If you win 2 games to 0, you get 3 points. If you win 2 games to 1, you get 2 points. If you lose 1 game to 2, you get 1 point. And if you lose 0-2, you get 0 points. Right now in there's 4 divisions, 16 players, 4 players in each division. The other match, I'm involved in this division as well, so this is very interesting for me to watch. I won 2-1 against the other player, Nick Belanger. He won the first game, 6-1, and I was then 3-6. I won 6-3 and then won 6-1. So I have 2 points and Nick has 1 point. So Jeffrey, if he loses this game, will be in last and in the division, and Alex will be in first. However, if this does go to a game 3, it'll be a very close race for first and second, there'll be a tie for first and it'll be a tie for third. So I do see that Alex has a very convincing team against Magic Rice Man. However, with Excadrill is Alex's main concern. If there is an Excadrill, with the sand up, it's gonna be really hard to deal with, because at the 2 times speed, it's inherently faster than Gyarados as well. So to bring in Gyarados, even though Gyarados deals with us as a team, he can't bring it in while Excadrill is still alive. So obviously, if Jeffrey can preserve his Excadrill in some way, maybe with Wish or something, then he can. So still waiting for game 2. Sorry, we lost a viewer because I am waiting for them. I don't know what else to do besides play YouTube videos. Oh, they are ready. Let's go. So here's the Scolipede, G2G. So we have the Donphan coming in and the Scolipede, something that I did foresee being helpful, but he switches out, which I find interesting, and bounces the rocks back with the Magic Bounce Espeon. That is not good for him. We see Gorgist coming in for Alex, which is interesting. 2 Grass-type Pokemon, 1 Ghost, 1 Fighting. So Blind Thyself, effectively bouncing that back. However, Donphan does have Rapid Spin. I'll find it interesting if he uses it here. That was a very smart play by Magic Rice Band, bouncing that back. He does switch out. We see a Toxic here. Milotic does have Marvel Scale, so while it's status, it gains defenses. And we see the Calm Mind coming out. And so its defense is 1.5 times. So there's the Side Shock, checking its defense stat, but Dragon Tail hits, switching it out to Raikou. That is great for Alex, in the sense that even though it gets destroyed by Raikou, he does avoid the Calm Mind sweep. So he switches out back to Chansey. Tiger uses Hidden Power, critical hit, does 8%. Does absolutely nothing. I would be afraid to Toxic here. There's the Aromatherapy. Very smart play, getting rid of the Toxic on his Milotic. So here comes Donphan again. There's the Swords Dance. So if I were Magic Rice Man, I would Baton Pass to Espeon, bounce whatever back. However, you're at the 2 times attack, so I don't know. Maybe this is Charizard Y, Charizard X that we're gonna see here. I do not know. So we'll see what goes on here. There's the B pass. Now it's just to what? He has 3 potential targets: Charizard, Excadrill, and Hippowdon. So he brings in Charizard. So it is Charizard X. However, it's not Charizard X when it comes in. So that is a problem for Alex. If Alex thinks that this is a Charizard Y or Charizard X, and it is indeed a Charizard Y, Donphan is in for trouble. Donphan should be able to revenge kill this, and I think Magic Raisan is forgetting that Donphan does have Sturdy, so it will go down to 1 HP. So even with if this is Charizard X, it'll probably get destroyed, because Earthquake's really strong. So there's the Earthquake. However, the return Earthquake, bringing it down to 11%. So I would use a Fire type move here, or a Dragon type move for stab. He switches out though, so Donphan effectively doing his job, knocking off that very smart play. Knockoff probably would have killed Charizard X. So now Rapid Spin finally coming off. There's the Earthquake, critical hitting. Donphan does not have any form of recovery, but he could Rocks again. But if Magic Rice Man brings in Espeon, then he effectively bounces that back. I'm tired. So what do you do here? I think you Rocks without thinking too hard about it. But if he brings in Espeon, he's screwed. So maybe just bring in Espeon if you're Magic Rice Man right now. And if you're Donphan, you might want to just switch. Because you're not going to do anything in particular to this thing. So you switch out to Breloom, which was very smart. I agree with that decision. So Rocks out. I would foresee a sub here. Sub, Bullet Seed. But it's not Toxic Orb. It's not Toxic Orb. So you got to keep that in account. So Spore maybe. Spore. But do you want to Spore this? Like, is that really that necessary? But Jeffrey does need to keep this alive. So that's something else to keep in account. So he switches. He He brings in Scolipede. Rock Tomb misses. What a great prediction. That was a very good prediction. But with it missing, it's very unfortunate. Rock Tomb's accuracy is... Hi, Gustavo. How are you? Its accuracy is very high, if I remember properly. It is 95%, so that 5%. So here comes Gyarados, here comes Scolipede, lowering its attack, using Protect, you getting the speed boost. It has Black Sludge. Interesting. It's not Focus Sash. We're going to have a Dragon Dance battle here. What, Michelle? I'm doing something. I'm doing something. What's up? I'm casting. I'm literally doing something right now. Alright. Well, they want me to do something. I don't know what to do. Gustavo. Gyarados find Gyarados getting destroyed by Pin Missile. However, with the super effective damage being effective. So Dad! I need someone to cast this game. This is what I'm talking about. I'm busy on Sundays. So Gyarados is fainted, waiting for the switch here. So we bring in Chansey. Here comes Hippo. Chansey gets hit. So Toxic probably coming in. Scolipede's down, but Mega Gyarados is down. I think Magic Rice Man probably has this game if he plays this properly. Gustavo, are you available? So we have a Earthquake and a Seismic Toss. So he switches out to Charizard Y. There is this, or Charizard X. Oh! Alright, well, Seismic Toss should kill. So unless this has some sort of way to kill Chansey, I'd be afraid. Here's the Brick Break. Doesn't really do enough. Chansey with enough defense to handle. So now it's, with both Megas down, Pete down, we will see how this works out. So Sandstorm going back up. I would Toxic. Unless he brings in Exegil right now, so he does. There's another Soft Boiled. And he will switch probably to Gorgist. And that's what he does indeed do. And it's Life Orb. Iron Head, foreseeing that. Not to cast, sorry. Jeez. He switches out to Raikou, and Synthesis goes down, but in Sandstorm it's not as effective. Hidden Power Fire, potentially. Chansey. There's the sub. So now we get Raikou behind the sub again in the sand. So it's going to be a lot of trying to out-predict each other, I think. We're kind of in a stale. There's the Calm Mind. Calm Mind setup coming in. Seismic Talk fading Raikou. Very important. I don't know if you Toxic here or you... There's the Calm Mind. I don't think he's afraid. Unfortunately, this thing is going to do lots and lots of damage. So here's another Calm Mind. Here's another Seismic Toss. So, does something have a priority move? There's the Thunderbolt. That was a crit, but he gets the Paralyze. 1%. Oh, man. Oh, my. Seismic Toss takes care of it. Chansey at literally 8%. Taking care of and manning it. I would just sack Chansey. It has done its job to this point. So you probably bring out Milotic. Oh, he brings in Breloom. So does he sub here, or does he use a fighting type move? He has to. Espeon could come in and take. So here comes the Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed killing Sandy. 2 Pokemon left. And he can't bring. So he has to bring an Espeon. So does he have an answer for Espeon? That is the question. If he does, he wins this game. If he doesn't, then this Calm Mind sweep coming in. So Gorgas comes in, traces the leftovers. Psyshock doing actually more damage than I would have expected. He might have wanted to save that, because now he might actually die. Though there's the Toxic, but Leech Seed. Oh, but he bounces the Leech Seed, not foreseeing. Oh man, that was by far. I think that was a misplay with the Magic Bounce. So foul play coming in, critting. He should have just done that in the first place. Now he can probably Mach Punch and kill this thing. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to Mach Punch and deal 10%. Because if he can't, it's over. It's just over. There's the Mach Punch, does 0%. Here comes the Excadrill without the sand. This is looking like Alex's convincing win. So here it is. Oh, it still remains with 8%, but Breloom is alive and the Life Orb kills it, and it's GG. So we have a 6-3 and a 6-1, so 12-4. All right. Thank you for watching our stream, and the replays will be on YouTube. Please follow me if you have